Hey, what's up, everyone? Guess what's better than vlog number 1? Vlog number 2. See ya.
Hey guys and gals, Clark Brown, Restoration Advisors. I don't know if this as a video is better than a blog, but I'm probably going to try both ways. I'm going to attempt to make a video. I'm trying to keep it short and very direct. Very difficult for me. But I want you to keep this video and use it, and I want you to share it. I want you to share it not because I care that I made it. I just want you to share it because there are so many others that need to hear this. Now, what we're going to talk about real quickly is not going to be for everyone. There are some people who just will not stand up to the carrier. Listen, this is the year 2020. We started the Rebels years ago. The Rebels are dead, to me. I mean, I don't think that long before the coup d'etat happened, that was not a very productive. Facebook is not an incredibly productive place for us to do what we're doing. We have to band together and unite. I'm doing that with AIR. I'm just doing it. We're gonna start chapters, and I want everybody in a chapter. I don't care why you don't want to be. You should be. You want to get in a chapter, and you want to start working with other locals in your area that are of good quality and ilk, and you're going to do this together. You're not always going to agree on everything, but I digress. I'm already going down a rabbit hole. But listen to me. You price your jobs. You are an independent contractor. You are a firm. You are a LLC or a corporation. You're like every other business that's in the trade world. I want you to stop thinking that because the insurance company has trained our industry over the last 15 years that they're in charge. I want you to erase that. This is going to be one of those times where the Matrix, I have the blue pill or the red pill. What if I told you that none of that was accurate? Okay? Listen. You need to authentically price your projects the way that you need to be profitable. You need to stand firm and onboard your customer. You need to have the right contract and let them know what your collection terms are. I understand that we have an overwhelming desire to be overly empathetic. And that's what makes us fantastic. It's what gets us 5-star reviews. But when you're far too empathetic and you dive into the sympathy ring, you begin to not be a great business. Yeah, the customer loves you, but your company won't love you. Your employees, your team, your growth, your future leaders. You need to understand that your company has to make a profit. You need to price your jobs the way you need to price them to be profitable. You need to know your cost. You need to know what it costs you to run your business and be open every day. You possibly need to leave Xactimate. I've been teaching people how to leave Xactimate for a few years now, and I've never really used Xactimate. But I know enough from watching enough of my friends and colleagues that the pricing that's in there and the fight that you get for continuing to use it or use pricing other than theirs is going to be difficult. You hand them an Xactimate and it's going to give them a file that they can review and shred up and price what they want, which is why I'm making this video. Become a company that's private. Focus on your client. Focus on onboarding your customer. Give them amazing service. Tell them how it's going to go, how your company operates for every customer. Doesn't matter who they are. This is what we do. These are our standard operating procedures. Okay? Price your job, submit an invoice, have your customer understand 2 things. Ask them when you're going to get paid. Assume it's that day. I ran a company where I would get an invoice and hand it to the client and say, how would you like to settle that? Credit card? Absolutely, we take credit cards. We don't rush in and tell them, hey, you don't have to pay a thing. Deductibles, all you'll have to pay. I understand that a lot of you do that because you tell me and you tell others that that's what others in your market do. That's not the right way. They are responsible for their deductible. But what's happening now is you're pricing your job at $8,250, submitting that to the insurance company or to the homeowner, and maybe copying the insurance company. The insurance company, and I know this for a fact because I know plenty of high people at insurance companies, they are aware of your overwhelming empathy, and they know that if they come back to the homeowner and say, well, they're really just overpriced and we're only going to pay $5,100, that you probably don't have the stomach to invoice your customer for that whole amount. Insurance company knows that. They have no legal ground to do what they're doing. They can't cite Xactimate. Yes, we have white papers. Now we have the video where if you don't have that, let me know. But the video where Mike Fulton of Xactware, the president, states that the global pricing that's in Xactware, Xactimate for your zip code is not and should not be used as your price. It's a starting point, just like Section 9 reads. Take this video, take that video, all this. I see posts on Facebook and on forums and emails all the time. What can I do to fight this more? I'm going to tell you, listen, this is going to be the most important thing I tell you in this video. It's not your fight. It's your customer's fight. They chose that insurance company. Have them ask the carrier, why are you underpaying me with what my contractor says? My policy does not say that the carrier gets to pick the price. It doesn't exist. The contractor is going to price what they need to. If it's 5 times too much, it's probably going to be a question mark. It's probably going to be. But $5,100 is not appropriate for that. And you know how I know why? Because when you hold you to your guns and when you say, no, that's just my invoice, and your customer calls their agent or calls above their adjuster's head and says, I've got a real quandary here. I'm going to have to come out more out of my pocket because you don't want to pay this thing in full for items that you don't have exclusions for. The check shows up, but they push back until they hoped that you would not, they push back and hope that it would cause a rub between the contractor and their customer. Stand your ground. Tell your customer what to expect. Say, I'm going to invoice you for the quality work that I do. You're going to understand every charge, and this is standard. I don't care what the carrier says. The carrier is going to try to lowball, and we're going to stand united. You and I, me and you, the customer, we're going to stand united and say, that's not going to cover this job. My policy limits are $100,000, and you're trying to cut $3,000 off my contractor, and then trying to make the homeowner pay for it. But never, ever, 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 ever should a contractor remove a portion of their invoice for something that was a mistake. For work that they did, there's no authentic reason where you should cut your bill. So, some of you will not do this. And you're going to come back to Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever, and you're going to ask, does anybody have an adjuster that's paid O&P in the past? Or has anyone had this happen? Everyone has, but the answer lies within you standing your guard. It just does. I know you don't want to. Little old lady, little old man, all these excuses, that doesn't help your company. I'm not saying be selfish. If you want to do it as charity, do it. But let me ask you this. That $3,000 or whatever that number is that adjuster is saying that they're not going to pay the difference of, who does that money go to? Does that go back to the customer or to the insurance carrier? Have you looked at what that carrier's posted profits were last year? Do they need that $3,000? Maybe not that $3,000, but if there's 1,000 of you, that becomes some real money. They're going to try, but they will pay it. They will. Anyway, I hope this video finds you well. I'm going to use this anytime I see these questions pop up. I'm just going to pop this video in. We said it ad nauseum. You might not want to hear it. You're looking for a magic answer. There isn't one. There isn't one. You can detail out your line items as much as you want to, justify what you did. The problem is it's not what you did as often as it's the rate at which you did it at. And they would rather you use the downloadable Xactimate rate in your market, which by the way is the same as it was 10 years ago. It costs you more to do a job now than it did 10 years ago, so why would your prices not be more? Those are all just things. You don't owe the insurance company an explanation. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have one customer. You have a customer, a client, insured. Price it with them. Not everyone agrees with my stance, but you also don't agree that you like how your business is running by having being beat up by the carrier, but you're allowing yourself to get beat up by them. Onboard your customer, stand your ground, educate them, prepare them for what's going to happen, invoice them, and say, this is for the work I did, the good work. Because the carrier doesn't come out and say, God, these guys aren't worth that much. The carriers don't come out with a moisture meter and a white glove and check the quality of your work. And they're not even qualified. They're adjusters. You're the professional restoration contractor. You're the one with the certs and the education. They're not. Okay? Hope that helps. If it doesn't, I'm very sorry. But you're going to be looking for answers where there are none. Take care.